I would like for you to really listen to this. And goes out to each and every one of you who are wondering, why am I held back a little bit? And what happens is we're not given permission. Because at times we're looking for permission for someone else to give it to us, to say, you know what, let's go ahead and get this thing done. But here's the truth, right? That no one is going to come and authorize your next level. Progress belongs to those willing to ask a simple, but it can be a very disruptive question. Well, why not me? And so today we're talking about how shifting that one question changes decisions, confidence, and momentum. Let's talk about it right after this.
Educate, empower, enable, impact. Thank you for tuning in to That Will Never Work, an award-winning podcast where we share inspiring information and personal experiences related to business and the entrepreneurial journey from those who are leaders in their respective field. Now, here's your host, author and business coach, Maurice.
See, today we're going to speak about technically the answer to That Will Never Work podcast, which is my book, The Will, Why Not, the workbook. So here it goes. What goal or idea have you talked yourself out of before you ever gave it a real chance? Again, what goal or idea have you talked yourself out of before you ever gave it a real chance? So let's talk about this podcast. I'm pretty sure we've touched on this idea in the past, but the thing is that when people put in your head that is never going to work, sometimes you'll talk yourself out of it before it even begins. So you could just be asking for feedback. You could be just asking for, an opinion or support or whatever it is. But these individuals sometimes talk us out of the situation. So what does that do? It causes doubt. And doubt thrives on unquestioned assumptions. That will never work. An assumption. Doubt thrives on unquestioned assumptions. And most hesitation isn't the logical sense. There's some that's logical, right? But it can be inherited from someone else, meaning that it could be inherited from someone else's fear of success, someone's fear of elevation, someone's fear of ... And see, these stories you've told yourself about readiness, timing, or qualification go unchallenged. And the why not mindset interrupts assumptions and forces honest evaluation instead of automatic dismissal. Why not? Why not? And courage to take that step forward, offers look like a small first step. And it can be. And in some cases probably should be. Not every case, but probably sometimes. But this why not first small step, first leap of courage, the why not mindset doesn't demand reckless action. It invites movement. See, I want you to think about it like this. Like, courage shows up in conversations that are started, where ideas are shared and steps taken before certainty arrives. And momentum begins with willingness and not guarantees. I can't guarantee that you will be successful. I can't guarantee that you're going to hit 100,000 subscribers. I can't guarantee that you will have 10,000 downloads this month so you can be monetized. I can't guarantee that you're going to have, 4 or 5 coaching clients in the next 5 or 6 days. It's very hard to give guarantees. In my own experiences, because there are some things, yes, it might be proven for this particular individual, but unless I clone exactly who you are, I can't, or who I am, I can't guarantee that you will be as successful as the next person. So you have to be able to show up as who you are. And so until you embrace that, until you take ownership changes how you show up. And when you start waiting for the approval, your posture it shifts. And you might speak a little different. You might decide things a little different. And you're going to act with greater confidence, possibly, right? Or for certainty. Ownership isn't arrogance. It's responsibility for your own growth. Let's talk about it a little bit more right after this. Feeling stuck? Doubt creeping in? Well, it's time to shake that off. Grab my free guide, 5 bold shifts to help you silence doubt and start moving. Get the clarity and confidence you've been waiting for. It's yours right now at accelerateyouриmpact.co. Don't wait on perfection. Just take the first step. Let's go. And yes, it's easier said than done to say, let's go, right? But there are some things that we need to overcome. And these things causes our hesitation. These things stunts our growth. So as so we're just speaking about one of those moments today where we're talking about giving permission. Now, how many of you in elementary school remember, now I might be dating myself a little bit, but in elementary school, I had to ask for permission to go to the bathroom. And here is the thing. See, some people use the bathroom as an excuse to get away from the real situation at hand in the classroom, being learning, let's say math, and the basic fundamentals. So they run away from something that they may be weak in. And so sometimes you ask for permission, because if I give you an idea and you tell me no, and you say, hey, it's never going to work. Now I have asked for permission to stop it, and you have granted my permission to avoid it. Some people might use that moment to go to the bathroom to actually do something that is quite literal and natural to go, that I need to go to the bathroom. I might legitimately have to use the bathroom. And in order for that to happen, that situation now becomes a very integral part of my day, because now I feel relieved. The pressure is off of me. The stress is off of me. And now I can move forward in life. Now, another part of that permission to go to this restroom or to this bathroom, sometimes we ask at the very last minute. We've procrastinated. We've waited. And now it becomes an emergency, right? And now we need to go, and we really need to go really bad. And now you have someone else's moment for them to give you permission to get up out your seat and go into the restroom. And so those opportunities of waiting at the last minute, you have too many instances or moments where things can go wrong. literally and figuratively, but more literally, because in an emergency, you have the opportunity to really soil yourself. And depending on the situation, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could use your imagination. You can soil yourself in more than one way. Yes, we're thinking possibly the normal way of using the restroom, but there are other ways as well where whether or not you need to cry, you might be feeling sick, so there's other things that's going on in your belly and, those type of things. So there's so many different reasons why you might need to use something in an emergency, and now you feel the pressure of having to do this. So now you need to take more ownership on your opportunity in the moment and understand, like, hey, if I do it early enough, I can handle this. And so I want you to understand that waiting for permission delays progress indefinitely. See, this episode matters because professionals who adopt ownership, acting sooner, learn faster, can build confidence through execution and not speculation. I want you to think about that for a moment. The sooner that you take ownership over the moment or the opportunity or what's really coming down the pike, and you foresee it building up, then you ask, can you go to the restroom? All those type of things. You act sooner, you learn faster, and you build confidence through execution, not speculation. And so keep in mind, you don't need permission to pursue alignment. And when you ask why not instead of what if, momentum changes direction. So before the next episode, I would like for you to identify one idea you've postponed and ask yourself, what's the real reason I haven't tried? And is it really you're waiting for permission to get up and move? I thank you very much for listening today, and I'll talk to you just a little bit later.
Thanks for listening. Follow Maurice Chisholm on social media to stay connected and check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, that will never work. Or will it?